You see, something is going to happen. Something wonderful.
My God, it's full of stars.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the NY Patriot Show. If this is your first time coming across the show, I'm sure that you'll probably get something out of this and you'll enjoy it. And I do want to let you know that I have plenty of other stuff that I have covered. I have plenty of stuff that's going to be coming out. And I have an abundance of guests that I have had on my show that have all brought great stuff, covered great topics. I highly suggest even go check them out. Not even so much of my stuff. So yeah, there is plenty of things on this channel that I'm sure you'll find interesting if you enjoy this. So neither don't forget at the end or just do it now to get it over with. Just hit that sub button, because I'm sure if you came across this video and you hit that play button, there's something on this channel that you'll enjoy also. For the returning listeners, that's what's up. Thank you very much for listening again. That's why I keep doing this stuff. Well, besides enjoying it, that's why I keep doing it. But yeah, so you already know the deal. Like I always say, there's no paywall, there's no commercials. The best gift that you can do to give me is to just hit that share button, pass it on. Don't expect any money, just hit the share button. That's good enough by me. So this week, as you see, this will be another 17 series. I kind of wanted to continue where I had left off with the dates. I think this one might be a little bit longer. I might have included a lot more stuff. I'm not really even sure what to think about it anymore. I mean, there are similarities from the last one, I think, for sure. If I remember correctly, it's pretty much, again, with signing paperwork, land stuff. There was other things in the last one that I thought was starting to become a pattern, which thankfully I don't think it was. So I guess that's a good thing, because I really did start thinking something might have been up with the plane crashes. But then again, this is only another 3 months. We still have another half a year to cover. But really didn't get much of that like I was starting to get in the last one. But I do think that there still is like a lot of commonalities kind of from the last 3 months that I did. But yeah, I'm going forward. I guess we'll just get it started now. We got Pope Leo II. He was the Bishop of Rome from August 17th, or the 17th of August, 682 to his death. So his papacy began 17th of August, 682, and ended the 28th of June, 683. So it wasn't that long lasted either. And then we have the Battle of the Gates of Trajan. Looks like Trojan, but it's Trajan. That happened on August 17th, 986. And it was a battle between the Byzantine and the Bulgarian forces in the year 986. Yeah. This one coming up, we have the Georgianberg Pact. The Georgianberg Pact was a treaty signed between Duke Leopold V of Austria and Duke Ottokar the Fourth of. So it looks like I don't know what it is. But that was on the 17th of August, 1180. Again, it was just something else, another pact, another treaty, something on paperwork that was signed on the 17th. So that's why I added that one in there. We also have the Battle of Verneuil. Probably saying that wrong. Was a battle of the 100 Years' War fought on August 17th, 1424. It was in Normandy between an English army and the combined Franco-Scottish force, organized by the Milanese heavy cavalry. So there we have another battle, and again, August 17th, 1424. August 17th, 1498, Caesar resigned the cardinal. but it was Caesar Borgia. On the same day, Louis VII of France named Caesar the Duke of Valentinos. So he stepped down as a cardinal, but then got promoted somewhere else. That happened August 17th, 1498. Then here on August 17th in history, 1597, Islands Voyage, Robert Devereux, 2nd Earl of Essex, and Sir Walter Raleigh set sail on an expedition to the Azores. Yeah. The Island Voyage, also known as Essex-Raleigh Expedition, was an ambitious but unsuccessful naval campaign sent by Queen Elizabeth I of England, and was supported by the United Provinces against Spain during the Anglo-Spanish War. So throw that in there. August 17th, 1597. And then we also have here August 17th, 1560. The Roman Catholic Church was overthrown, and Protestantism is established as the national religion in Scotland. And then the action of 17th August 1712. The battle took place on the 17th of August 1712 and south of Rügen in the Baltic Sea during the Great Northern War. It was just another war that happened on the 17th. Again, August 17th, 1712. Then we have here Pope Benedict, his papacy began August 17th, 1740, and it ended May 3rd, 1758. Again, Pope Benedict XIV, his papacy began August 17th. And then we have here Our Lady of La Vang. Refers to a reported Marian apparition at a time when Catholics were persecuted and killed in Vietnam. The Marriage Act of 1836, adopted on August 17th, 1836, allowed marriages to be legally registered in buildings belonging to other religious groups. Religious groups could apply for registration for their buildings with the Registrar General and subsequently could conduct weddings if a registrar and 2 witnesses were present. So something to do with weddings happened on August 17th, 1836. I would even possibly consider that even like signing paperwork in a sense still. So, yeah, I wanted to toss that one in there. Seemed interesting to me at least. And then we have here the Dakota War of 1862, also known as the Sioux Uprising. It began on August 17th, 1862. So there you go. It was another thing, another battle, another war, started on the 17th. And then this next one we have here, events on August 17th in history. 1866, August 17th, the Grand Duchy of Baden announces her withdrawal from the German Confederation and signs a treaty of peace and alliance with Prussia. Another paper signing. Then we have this one, Karl Topia, the ruler of Princedom of Albania, forges an alliance with the Republic of Venice, committing to participate in all wars of the Republic and receiving coastal protection against the Ottomans in return. That happened August 17th, 1386. This one, the Battle of Sanford Courtenay. The Prayer Book Rebellion is quashed in England. That happened in 1549, August 17th. And here, a first group of colonists sent by Sir Walter Raleigh under the charge of Ralph Lane lands in the New World to create Roanoke Colony on Roanoke Island off the coast of present-day North Carolina, 1585, August 17th. And here we have the Battle of Gainesville was an American Civil War engagement fought on August 17th, 1864, where the Confederate force defeated Union detachments from Jacksonville, Florida. The result of the battle was the Confederate occupation of Gainesville for the remainder of the war. And that happened August 17th, 1864. And here we have the first public performance of the Dominican Republic's national anthem, Himno Nacional. I guess that's what that says. Probably screwing that up. 1883, August 17th. The death of Bridget Driscoll. The death of Bridget Driscoll, August 17th, 1896, was the first recorded case of a pedestrian killed in a collision with a motor car in Great Britain. I just found that to be weird, so I threw that in there. August 17th, 1896, first person to die in a motor car accident, pedestrian in Great Britain. On August 17th, 1870, Van Trump, along with Hazard Stevens, proved that feat was indeed possible as they became the first documented people to ascend and stand on Mount Rainer's 14,411-foot summit. August 17th, 1870, Van Trump and Hazard Stevens. Just toss that one in there. And then we have here World War I. There was a battle. The German army of General Hermann von Francis defeats the Russian force commanded by Paul von Rennenkampf near modern-day Nestorov, Russia. And that happened on August 17th, 1914. And then here we have 1915, August 17th, a Category 4 hurricane. It was in Texas. Whatever, it was just another natural disaster I threw in there. Nothing, I'm sure, important. The Treaty of Bucharest, 1916. The treaty had two parts, a political treaty, 7 articles, and a military convention, 17 articles. And that was signed between the 4th and the 17th of August of 1916. So I even found that interesting. You know, then you even get the 7 and 17 articles. I had to include that one, obviously. Oh, and depending on the date, which calendar you're going by on that last one, it falls on the 17th. Here we have 1827, August 17th, a Dutch King William I and Pope Leo VII sign Concord. So again, something being signed August 17th, 1827. 1907, August 17th, Pike Place Market, a popular tourist destination and registered historic district in Seattle, is opened. Just toss that in there, I think, just for the hell of it. Phantasmagoria, probably saying that wrong, excuse me, sorry. The first animated cartoon created by Émile Cole is shown in Paris, France. First animated cartoon is shown in Paris, France, 1908, August 17th. U.S. Marines raid the Japanese-held Pacific island of Macon. That was 1942, August 17th. Another, I guess, naval battle, technically. The Proclamation of Indonesia Independence. That happened on, was read at 10 o'clock on Friday. That would also fall on, would go along with Venus, which would also go with Netzach, and that would be the 7th sphere on the Tree of Life. This was read at 10 o'clock on Friday, the 17th of August, 1945. Indonesia Independence, their proclamation. And here we have the first Quebec Conference. It was a highly secret military conference held during World War II by the government of the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States. It took place in Quebec City on August 17th to the 24th. In 1943, I'm wondering, like, technically, is that 7 days as well? 17th to the 24th? Operation Hydra was an attack by RAF Bomber Command on a German scientific research center on the night of, not sure, it could be the 17th or the 18th of August of 1943. So that one could be an 18th, but... And then this one, I think this was something interesting to mention. Animal Farm. You know, and I guess I threw it in there because, like, I think in the last one I even found a book that went along with that, and that was Wizard of Oz. Here we have on August 17th, 1945, we have Animal Farm by George Orwell. That was published August 17th, 1945. And then August 17th, 1988, Zia killed in plane crash. The August 17th, 1996 crash claimed the lives of 8 men, of an 8-man Air Force crew and a Secret Service agent. The crew and the cargo plane were in town for President Bill Clinton's birthday vacation in Jackson Hole. Maybe a little bit of that might also go along with why I included it. Here, many senior Pakistan Army officers died in the C-130 Hercules plane crash on August 17th, 1988. And, another plane crash. Even though, like I said, I don't think like that actually gets too common. Korean Peninsula was divided into two along the 38th parallel, August 17th, 1945. And the Radcliffe Line, that happened on August 17th, 1947. Again, it's basically showing, separation, stuff to do with land. I really do think like that, and a lot of paperwork being signed. It's very interesting with the 17th date. And then in 1949, on August 17th, just was another bad earthquake called the Karlova earthquake. And that happened in an area in Turkey. I'm not reading off all those names. Then here we have Pioneer O. Was a failed United States space probe that was designed to go into orbit around the moon, carrying a television camera and a bunch of other stuff. But the launch date was August 17th, 1958. Pioneer O was launched. Here we have Quake Lake is a lake in western United States on the Madison River in southwestern Montana. It was created by an earthquake struck on August 17th, 1959. Quake Lake. Here we have Venera 7 was a Soviet spacecraft, part of the Venera probes. And that was the launch date for that was August 17th, 1970. So that was another spacecraft launching on the 17th. Here we have Double Eagle 2, and that landed 17th of August, 1978. And it became the first balloon to cross the Atlantic Ocean. So Double Eagle 2, for people that can't see, it's like a balloon, weather balloon type looking thing. That landed on August 17th, 1978. And then here, just another earthquake again on the 17th of August, 1999. Looks like the Izmit earthquake. And that was another one that was in the province of Turkey. 7.6. And here we have on August 17th, 2019, the Kabul bombing. On August 17th, 2019, a suicide bombing took place during a wedding in a wedding hall in Kabul, Afghanistan. At least 92 people were killed in the attack and 140 injured. August 17th, 2019, Kabul bombing. Okay, so you have here, even though, I I guess maybe it's telling you for the next one coming up. This happened in the 1960. The Gabon Independence Day is celebrated on August 17th annually. And that was them, I think, kind of like removing themselves from France. Whatever. That is their day of their independence. Another thing, again, with land, whatever. Might have even been a signing for that or something. Who knows? Events on August 17th in history. American swimmer Michael Phelps becomes the first person to win 8 gold medals at one Olympic game. I think the reason why I included that really was because of the 2008. He won 8 and the 17 all in there. To me, again, that's all like 8 would kind of go with the beast symbolism. I think 17 can go with as well. National Black Cat Appreciation Day. That is celebrated on August 17th as well. Statement on signing the Thomas Jefferson Commemoration Act. That happened on August 17th, 1992. And here we have 1959, the Hegben Lake earthquake. August 17th at 11:37 p.m. There was a huge earthquake, and that was in Montana. Again, I think I'm just mentioning the earthquakes. I did kind of notice some of those. I might have even left some out, which now I'm wishing I included them all. 17 AD, one of the worst earthquakes in history, struck Asia Minor in 17 AD, right in the middle of the area that would have later have the 7 churches of Revelations. Here on September 17th, 1382, Louis the Great's daughter, Mary, is crowned King of Hungary. And here we have the Battle of Brittenfield, 1631. That happened on the 17th of September, 1631. Then we have the Siege of Fort Saint Jean. That happened. It started September 17th and ended November 3rd. But again, there was another battle that started on the 17th. Here we have the Presidio of San Francisco. It is has been a fortified location since September 17th, 1776. The Treaty of Fort Pitt, and that was signed on September 17th, 1778. On September 17th, 1683, Leeuwenhoek was the first to report the existence of bacteria seen through his microscope, and he called them little animalcules. He discovered clearer and brighter images than any of his scientific fellows would achieve for centuries, and that was September 17th, 1683. Constitution of the United States, created September 17th, 1787. Constitution of the United States, September 17th. 1462, September 17th. A Polish army under whoever this guy's name decisively defeats the Teutonic Order at the Battle of wherever that is. And that is September 17th, 1462. And the Battle of Villanova took place on September 17th in 1658. Portuguese Restoration War. Occupy Wall Street. When did that begin? In 2011, September 17th. And another one, the city of Boston, Massachusetts, is founded 1630, September 17th. And in 1394, September 17th, King Charles VI of France orders all Jews expelled from his kingdom. It's a little serious. And the Battle of Pavone, September 17th, 1861. The Allegheny Arsenal, established in 1814. The explosion on Wednesday, September 17th, 1862, around 2 p.m., the arsenal exploded. The Battle of Yalu River, that happened September 17th, 1894. The Battle of Mabatak, that happened on September 17th, 1900. The Battle of Blood River Port. The Battle of Blood River Port, September 17th, 1901. And just even thinking real quick, I mean, September, I know it's the 9th month, but I don't know. A lot of 7/17, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. 1849, September 17th, American abolitionist Harriet Tubman escapes from slavery. 1849, September 17th. The National Football League. Each NFL season began with a 3-week preseason in August, followed by an 18-week regular season, which runs from early September to early January, with each team playing 17 games. Following the conclusion of the regular season, 7 teams from each conference advanced to the playoffs. 17 games, 7 teams, and the NFL was founded September 17th, 1920. Events on September 17th in history. The Wright Flyer, flown by Orville Wright with Lieutenant Thomas Selfridge as a passenger, crashes, killing Selfridge, who becomes the first airplane fatality. Wow, so on the 17th, we had the first pedestrian fatality, and now September 17th, 1908, I guess we have the first airplane fatality. Andrew Fisher becomes Prime Minister of Australia for the 3rd time, and that happened on 1914, September 17th. 1928, there was a hurricane, the Okeechobee hurricane. It was just a bad one, and that happened on September 17th as well, and that was West Palm Beach. The Race to Sea took place about 17th September to 19th of October during the First World War, after the Battle of the Frontiers. The Soviet invasion of Poland, that happened on September 17th, 1939. Russia invades Poland. World War II, 1939, September 17th, German submarine U-29 sinks the British aircraft carrier HMS Courageous. That was September 17th, 1939. Operation Sea Lion. Hitler postponed Sea Lion indefinitely on the 17th of September, 1940. And that was a plan to invade the United Kingdom. And here we have Operation Market Garden. And that was an Allied military operation during the Second World War, fought in the Netherlands from the 17th of September to the 27th of September, 1944. Events on September 17th in history. The Lehigh assassinates Count Folke Bernadotte, who was appointed by the United Nations to mediate between the Arab nations and Israel. He was assassinated 1948, September 17th. And here we have 1949, September 17th, the Canadian steamship SS Norinec burns in Toronto Harbor with the loss of over 118 lives. September 17th, 1949. In 1961, September 17th, the world's first retractable roof stadium. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just find this one interesting because, I mean, like the whole dome opening up, could that be like symbolism of like an eye opening or whatever? I found that interesting. I had to put that in. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 706, unfortunately, had an accident September 17th, 1961. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 706. Space Shuttle Enterprise was the first orbiter of the Space Shuttle system, rolled out on September 17th, 1976. Solidarity Polish Trade Union, and that was founded on September 17th, 1980. This is another thing being founded. September 17th, 1961, the Minnesota Vikings play and win their first regular season National Football League game. 1961, September 17th, the Minnesota Vikings. Camp David Accords. Camp David Accords were a pair of political agreements signed by Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin. That was on September 17th, 1978, Camp David Accords. And here on September 17th, 1974, Bangladesh, Grenada, and Guinea-Bissau joined the United Nations. 1974, September 17th. Linux. The initial release of Linux, September 17th, 1991. Just figured I'd throw that in there. Penguin, black and white, 1991. Released September 17th. 2001, September 17th, the New York Stock Exchange reopens for trading after the September 11th attacks, the longest closure since the Great Depression. So 2001, the New York Stock Exchange reopens again September 17th. Grand Theft Auto 5, just figured I'd toss this in there. Why not? 2013, September 17th. Syria missile strikes, September of 2018. That happened September 17th. Mid-air plane crash leaves 3 dead in Colorado, authorities say. September 17th, 2022. Car 54, where are you? The release date for that, 1961, September 17th. And here we have September 17th, 1862, the worst civilian disaster of the U.S. Civil War, September 17th, 1862, the same day that the bloodiest one-day battle in American military history was fought. It ended up, there was 78 workers, mainly women, down to 15 years old. Guess those were, all the civilians. That's horrible. September 17th, 1862. And then we have 2016. There was New York and New Jersey bombings. And that happened on September 17th in 2016. Seaside Park, New Jersey, Manhattan. Again, September 17th. We have the Zhou Dynasty. And that was that started on the 17th of October, 1690 to 705. Here we have in October 17th, 415 AD, October 17th, 415 AD, Jewish autonomy in Palestine ended by the Romans and Rabban Gimel forced from office. Here we have on October 17th in 532, Pope Boniface II. He died on October 17th, 532. Just find it interesting with a lot of the popes and stuff with the dates on the 17th. The London tornado of 1091. That was October 17th in London. And here we have the Battle of Neville's Cross. Took place during the Second World War of Scottish independence, and that was October 17th, 1346. The Second Battle of Kosovo, where the mainly Hungarian army led by John Hunyadi is defeated by an Ottoman army led by Sultan Murad II. That happened on October 17th, 1488. And then here, the University of Greifswald was founded on 17th of October, 1456, with the approval of the Holy Roman Empire and the Pope. That happened October 17th, 1456. Poczta Polska, the Polish postal service, in 1558, October 17th, is founded. So we have Polish Postal Service was founded on the 17th of October. And here we have Kepler, supernova. Kepler was only able to begin his observations on the 17th of October. So just wanted to touch upon that. Here we have Louis the 13th, and his coronation was on October 17th, 1610. October 17th. And here we have his papacy, Pope Innocent VII. His papacy began on October 17th, 1404. Sale of Dunkirk took place on, depending on what calendar you're using, could be the 27th of October, or if the OS calendar, it would be the 17th of October, when Charles II of England sold his sovereign rights to Dunkirk and Fort Mardyk to his cousins, Louis of France. The Battle of Palkon, October 17th, 1713. Massachusetts Charter of 1691 was a charter that formally established the province of Massachusetts Bay, and that was approved by William and Mary on October 7th, 1691. And here on October 7th, 1707, for 4 months after arriving in Mulhausen, Johann Sebastian Bach married his second cousin, Maria Barbara Bach. Together they had 7 children. Find that interesting again. On that all happened on October 17th, 1707, and they had 7 kids. And here on 1781, October 17th, the American Revolutionary War, British General Charles and Earl Cornwallis surrender at the Siege of Yorktown, 1781, October 17th. And here we have 1800, October 17th, Britain takes control of the Dutch colony of Curacao. And here on October 17th, 1860, Willie Park Sr. won what would be the very first British Open Championship by 2 strokes at Prestwick Golf Club in Ayrshire, Scotland. The very first British Open Championship, October 17th, 1860. Here we have Thomas Edison files a patent for the optical phonograph, the first movie. We got some crazy 8s going on here. 1888, October 17th. Interesting. Knickerbocker Engine Company number 5. The date organized October 17th, 1850. And here is Guglielmo Marconi's company begins the first commercial transatlantic wireless service between Glace Bay, Nova Scotia, Canada, and Clifton, Ireland. First commercial transatlantic wireless service, 1907, October 17th. On October 17th, 1912, Serbia and Greece declare war on an Ottoman Empire in First Balkan War. Constitution of Luxembourg, and that was adopted on October 17th, 1868. On October 17th, 1871, proclamation suspending habeas corpus. Leeds United FC. Leeds United Football Club is a professional football club based in Leeds, West Yorkshire in England, and that was founded October 17th, 1919. On October 17th, 1931, Al Capone is guilty of tax evasion. And then Einstein moves to the United States, October 17th, 1933. And on October 17th, 1941, first U.S. troops killed in World War II. That's a lot of firsts for, I guess, specific deaths happening on the 17th, to think about it now. Action off Lerwick. The action off Lerwick was a naval engagement on the 17th of October 1917, fought on the North Sea during the First World War. October 17th, 1917, another battle and naval. RCA. The RCA Corporation was founded October 17th, 1919. And the debut transmission received replies from from stations in 17 countries. It was founded on the 17th and 17 countries. And then here, opened by Queen Elizabeth II on October 17, 1956. Calder Hall was the first nuclear reactor site built for industrial-scale civilian power generation and connected to a national electrical grid. October 17th, 1956. Queen Elizabeth II. And then here we have the closure of the World's Fair. That ended October 17th, 1955. And 1973, October 17th, OPEC enacts oil embargo. 1973, October 17th. And here we have, I guess his death, Pierre Laporte, died October 17th, 1970, was a Canadian lawyer, journalist, and politician. He was the deputy premier of the province of Quebec, and he died October 17th, 1970. Loyalty Day, 17th of October, 1945, and it's in Argentina. That's another thing, October 17th, 1945. Here we have Juan Perón becomes absolute ruler of Argentina, October 17th, 1945. And we have the Provisional People's Representative Council, and that was October 17th, 1950. And that was the charter officially abolished the United States of Indonesia and formed the Republic of Indonesia, August 17th, 1950. The United States Department of Education is a cabinet-level department of the United States government created by the Department of Education Organization Act, and it was signed into by law by President Jimmy Carter, October 17th, 1979. And here, 40 years, the historic state visit of the Queen to the Vatican. 40 years ago, on 17th of October, 1980, Queen Elizabeth II made history as she became the first British monarch to make a state visit to the Vatican. October 17th, 1980, Queen Elizabeth II. Uganda Airlines Flight 775, and that was in Italy on October 17th, 1988, unfortunately crashed. 1989, Loma Prieta earthquake, and that happened October 17th, 1989 at 5:04 p.m. local time. And here, 1945, October 17th, Archbishop Damaskinos of Athens becomes Prime Minister of Greece between the pullout of the German occupation force in 1944 and the return of King Georgios II to Greece. So that happened October 17th, 1945, Prime Minister. The Cannabis Act went into effect October 17th, 2018. 17 October Revolution. Wonder when that happened. 17th of October. And it was a series of civil protests taking place in Lebanon, October 17th, 2009 to present, it says. Kirk Polytechnic College Massacre. It was a school shooting that happened in Crimea, and that happened October 17th, 2018. 70 people, I think, were wounded, or something like that. I don't know. Look at the screen. It said something about 70 people. I'm almost done, and I'm done. Events on October 17th in history. 2001, October 17th, Israeli Tourism Minister Rehavan Ze'evi becomes the first Israeli minister to be assassinated in a terrorist attack. So I guess that's another first for somewhere. 2001, October 17. And here I think this is the last one. Oh. God bless you all if you're still listening. I don't even want to be hearing myself anymore. 2003, October 17th. The pinnacle is fitted on the roof of Tapai 101, a 101-floor skyscraper in Tapai, allowing it to surpass the Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur by 56 meters and becomes the world's largest high-rise. Basically all that stuff that I screwed up, didn't know how to pronounce. 2003, October 17th, is this place becomes the world's tallest high-rise. So there we go. That is the end of that whole other 3 months of 17. I do think there was a lot of commonalities in that one. A lot of battles, again, a lot of treaties signed. Again, is it just conspiracy or coincidence? Could it be just, maybe that stuff will pop up for any other date that I'm looking at. But we still have a half a year to go. So you never know. I mean, if that still keeps on being a trend going forward, I think there might be something weird about it. Or it's just, who knows. But, yeah, I am starting to see, a commonality with a few things. Interesting, if you're, this, like I said again in the beginning, if this is your first time listening and you're still listening, that's what's up. Yeah, hopefully it just didn't seem like a bunch of, just random crazy dates that just kept running off. Hopefully you got something out of that. I highly suggest checking out my other stuff if you continued listening to this and found it interesting. Like I said before, I have plenty of amazing guests that I've had on my show that have covered amazing topics, better than I ever could have. And I have my own stuff that I'm doing now as well. So, yeah, hit that sub button. If you like the video too, hit that like button and maybe even share it. For all the returning listeners, if you're still listening and you like this one, hit that like button, and you know the deal, just pass it on. Thank you all very much for checking out my channel and hitting that play button. That is what's up. And until the next NY Patriot show, everybody be well, and later.